Karoline Leavitt exposed something that left the room silent. What bomb was she about to drop this time?
And the only way out is a one-way flight. It is isolated and surrounded by dangerous wildlife and unforgiving terrain. The facility will have up to 5,000 beds to house, process, and deport criminal.
She was calm, but you could feel the tension in the room. It took a second for them to grasp just how massive the operation was going to be. Without raising her voice, she let the facts do all the talking.
This is an efficient and low-cost way to help carry out the largest mass deportation campaign in American history. We are truly coming off a historic week of President Trump racking up win after win.
It was clear from the way she spoke that she wasn't just listing achievements to impress anyone. While the word historic can feel overused, in that moment it felt right. She made sure to clear every rumor using facts that left no room for second-guessing. She began with a chart, calmly showing the numbers. Our policies are working. Real wages are up, inflation is down, and the American people are winning. There was a brief pause after she spoke, but it didn't last long. People shifted in their seats while some exchanged glances, but not everyone stayed silent. A reporter in the back jumped in. How can you say things are getting better when families are still struggling and gas prices are high? He asked with a smug look. Then he sat back down, thinking he had put Karoline on the spot. Without breaking her pace, she looked straight at him and answered, "We are unleashing American energy, cutting red tape, and putting workers first." She took one last glance at him before she continued.
President Trump restored peace through strength and acted decisively as commander-in-chief to obliterate the immediate threat of the Iranian regime's nuclear capabilities and then brokered a ceasefire between Israel and Iran.
The American people don't need promises, they need proof. And that's what we're delivering, she said calmly. The president is leading the fight to bring down costs. We are lowering healthcare costs, prescription drug costs, and energy costs. For the first time in the briefing, the people who came to challenge her had nothing to work with.
The president traveled to the Netherlands and achieved a monumental win for the United States. As a result of President Trump unleashing American energy dominance, summer gas prices are at the lowest they have been in.
She had successfully carried out her plan. Once she felt she had the upper hand, she pulled up a chart that no one saw coming.
And on this point of an economic boom, I bring to you original correspondence from the President of the United States who sent this note to the Fed chair today. And if you look at this chart, this is a chart of all of the interest rates of many countries.
Her voice stayed calm as she started listing names. Cambodia, Japan, Thailand, Switzerland. These countries have figured out how to bring their numbers down without stopping economic growth. She laid it out clearly. These countries have been digging into the numbers, comparing trends, and putting the pieces side by side. And what they found showed just how far off the U.S. was from where it could be. Then she brought up the president's business background. She talked about his hands-on approach, how he wasn't sitting back waiting for others to make the call. He has done this before. He knows how to respond to pressure. He found a formula that worked during his first term, and now he's applying that same thinking in a tougher economy.
The president sent this note to the Fed chair. It says, "Jerome, you are as usual too late. You have cost the USA a fortune and continue to do so. You should lower the rate by a lot. Hundreds of billions of dollars are being lost in their..."
One challenge they face is the interest rate. They knew that for the economy to truly thrive, borrowing needed to be affordable. High interest rates were a barrier for small businesses trying to expand, families looking to buy homes, and entrepreneurs hoping to launch their business. Interest rates are causing pressure in people's lives. Small businesses are being choked out. Families can't buy homes. The Fed can't keep dragging its feet, she said in a calm but stern tone. She made it clear those meetings with the Fed chair weren't just surface level. They have been looking at charts, reports, and real-world problems. The team is already working on a plan to make borrowing easier and get money moving again. It's not all figured out yet, but they're heading in that direction.
And we will continue to drive down the cost of living in this country for Americans. We will continue to deregulate. And it's also incredibly important that we pass this one big beautiful bill, which is the largest tax cuts in...
Karoline has a way of getting attention without trying too hard. She pointed out the political tension and how it was starting to shape the way leaders made decisions. The divide in priorities from both parties centered around border security, economic growth, and national safety. The bill was a safeguard and practical step that was meant to hold things steady and keep Americans protected.
And this bill has exposed the clear differences between Republicans and Democrats in 2025. The Democrats are doubling down on craziness and radical policies that are...
Even as the bill moved forward, Karoline didn't let them lose sight of what was really at stake. She pointed to where the real issues lie. One example she brought up was the New York City mayoral candidate, someone who had made headlines for his outspoken stance on policing and his strong support for Israel. This is about priorities. It's about who's willing to stand up for the safety of our communities and the values we share.
Look at the Democrat nominee for New York City Mayor, Zohran Mamdani. He's a Democrat socialist, really a communist, who proudly calls to defund the police, peddles anti-Semitism, praises pro-Hamas groups.
The pressure was growing for Republicans to stay united and push the bill through. It showed where their focus was and what they believed needed attention. The plan to secure the border and deport criminal illegal immigrants was explained as a step toward bringing order and improving safety. In private meetings, Karoline kept things real. She reminded lawmakers that people back home were watching and expecting action. Her constant involvement in getting the message right made a big difference. She worked with the team to make sure every update was clear and easy to understand.
And every single Democrat is against that, against securing our border and deporting millions of criminal illegal aliens. The One Big Beautiful Bill also strengthens and protects Medicaid benefits despite...
She also brought up two big parts of the bill. The national defense and the rebuilding of the military are big parts of the bill's agenda. The plan to fund a new missile defense system called the Golden Dome was pitched as a need in a world with evolving threats. She explained how, with the world changing fast, this kind of protection isn't something the country can afford to push aside. Boosting military strength is about protecting what matters and planning ahead. The bill made defense and security feel less like talking points and more like the backbone of the bigger goal.
In blocking the 1.4 million illegal aliens who are currently improperly receiving these benefits that should be going to American tax-paying citizens. The Democrats in Congress are more concerned with defending illegal aliens than they...
After the press briefing, lawmakers had been on calls all weekend, and the White House was doing everything it could to keep things tight. Karoline and the rest of the president's team stayed close, going over statements and watching for any sign of hesitation. She was on her A game, making sure everything went as planned. She made sure lawmakers had the facts they needed and the media knew what to say. She went over notes, joined meetings, and kept things moving to make sure every step stayed focused on sealing the bill.